In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a really cool reharmonization exercise that will take this basic nursery rhyme and make it sound like this. I'm Dave, and this channel is all about creating really awesome neo-soul and R&B sounds on your guitar. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I release a new video. Now, if you enjoy what you see in this video and you'd like to learn everything with a guitar tab, the guitar tab is down in the description at my Patreon page, so go check it out there. But without wasting any more time, let's jump into the lesson. So this exercise that I'm going to show you today is really gonna start getting you to be more creative with your chord choices by forcing you to think outside the box. So you can do this with any melody, but we're going to take the melody Row, Row, Row Your Boat, as it's a very simple melody and you'll be able to hear the effects very easily of this reharmonization. So I'm going to play the melody for you with a guitar tab on the screen so you can learn it yourself, because that's important to know when we're doing this reharmonization. So take a listen, learn it for yourself really quickly. It's a very simple melody to learn. I bet you didn't think you'd be learning nursery rhymes in today's lesson. What we're going to do is, with each note of the melody, we're going to apply a different bass note. And these bass notes are going to descend in semitones. We start with, let me throw my pick away, this will be easier with my fingers. If we start with C, then we're going to go down to B, then B flat, then A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat. So for every note in the melody, the bass note descends by a semitone. I know here where I played, I only counted that as one note in the melody, but we can ignore that. Once we've done that, now we're going to apply a chord to every single one of these. So the melody note has to be the note at the top of the chord, because that's what our ears are drawn to, that very top note in the chord that's being played. So let's start off with the first note. So we've got the C at the top and our bass note's going to be C, so we may as well just start with the C chord. There we go. Then the next note in the melody is us playing that same note again, but this time we have to play a B in the bass. We've descended a semitone. So all I'm doing here is playing a C chord, but with a B in the bass. So all I've done is literally just drop the bass down a semitone. And then the next note in the melody is also this C, but this time we're dropping the bass note down to B flat. And I'm still playing the C chord, but with a B flat in the bass. So what we've got so far is, okay, cool. Now the next note in the bass is going to be A, and the next note in the melody is D here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play an A sus4 chord, as that chord allows us to do that. So what we've got so far is, okay, the next note in the bass is going to be A flat or G sharp. And then we are playing E in the melody. So a chord that has both those notes would be this chord here, which is a G sharp 7 sharp 5, an auto-dominant chord. Okay, then the melody stays on E, but we're going to have to descend down to G in the bass. So a cool chord we could use would be the G13 chord here. Okay. Now, when you're doing this exercise for yourself, try and use different chords than what I've used. Experiment, see what works. There's really no kind of like reason behind why I'm using these chords. It's more just experimentation and seeing what works. After this G13, we've got a D in the bass and this F sharp D in the melody, I mean, and then this F sharp in the bass. So we're playing an F sharp 7 sharp 5, and that gives us that sound. So then we want to play an E in the melody and an F in the bass. That was a really loud slap of the F. There we go. And then what we could do is play an F major 7. Pretty simple. So far what we've got is and the next melody note is F with an E in the bass. So I played this chord, which is an E7 flat 9 flat 13 chord. I just thought, that's a chord I know that has both those notes in it. Let's try it, and it worked. Then the next note in the melody is G, and we're playing an E flat in the bass. So I decided to play an E flat major 7 chord here. Now, if you don't know loads of different chords and you don't know lots of theory, don't worry. Just try and figure out some chords by putting your fingers in random places. That's what I did for a few of these chords. Okay, so we've got G in the melody, E flat in the bass. Then we've got, this is the next part. So we're playing D in the bass, and we've got C in the melody. So what I did was play an A7 sus4. And this was one of those voicings where I just kind of figured it out by placing my fingers in different places. There we go. Then we've got G in the melody, C sharp in the bass. I decided to play this C sharp major 9 sharp 11, I think it is. Then we're playing E in the melody and C in the bass. We could just play a C major chord, but I thought that was boring. So I decided to play a C9 chord with the E in the top of the chord. There we go, sounds nice. Then B is in the bass for the next note, and the melody note is C. So I just played that C/B that I did at the beginning. So we're getting towards the end now. We've got a G in the melody, and we've got a B flat in the bass. So I played a B flat 13. Oh, that didn't sound too good. There we go. Maybe the fingering is a bit weird there. There we go. Then the next note in the melody is F, and we're playing an A in the bass. So I played this drop voicing of an F major 7 with the A in the bass. So it's an F major 7 with the A in the bass. Then the next note in the melody is E, and the next note in the bass would be an A flat. Okay, so what I decided to do here was play this kind of major 7 sharp 11, but then add the E on the top. I really don't know what that chord's called. That was another experimental chord. Then the last two notes, we've got D in the melody and G in the bass. So I played this A7 flat 9 chord. And then for the final note, C, I thought G might work quite well, just leading back into C, but I thought I'd stick to the exercise the whole way through. And I finished on the F sharp in the bass, and I played an F sharp F sharp major 11. I can't get my words right today. F sharp major 7. No, it'd be a G flat major 7, sharp 11. There we go. Got there in the end. So let's take a listen to the whole thing. I'm not going to be able to play it at full speed and with the correct rhythm, so just give me a break there. But take a listen. You'll still be able to recognize the melody. And then maybe we can finish on the C. Alright, So that last chord there, the F sharp or the G flat major 7 sharp 11, is a really, really, really awesome chord for reharmonizing your melodies. And you can pretty much use it anywhere. So whenever you've got a melody note, say for example, this E here, all we've got to do is play a major 7 sharp 11 that makes this melody note the sharp 11th. So if you want to learn a bit more about that, I've done a video on the major 7 sharp 11 chord. Goes into depth and other ways you can use that chord. Definitely suggest checking it out. But there you go. Here's the exercise. Try and use it with this melody. Maybe you could use it with your own melodies or someone else's melodies. Just go mad with it and just descend the bass note one note at a time and try and figure out a chord that makes the melody note the top note and that bass note, of course, the bass note. And you'll come up with some really cool ideas, and it will help you get to kind of think outside of the box with your chord choices and stop using diatonic chords all of the time. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click like. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Do you want to see some more reharmonization techniques and exercises? Let me know. I think that'd be quite cool for me to do some videos on those. And again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell and check out my major 7 sharp 11 video, as it's gonna blow your mind. I'll see you there.